All right, everyone. Welcome to our day 13 on the 30-day redemption challenge. This is Rafaela, and I am so glad that you guys could join us today on our 13th day of our challenge. Today is going to be a special treat, pun intended, that we have for you today. And I'm going to start here by sharing our screen. We have a great friend of mine who's going to be coming on, and as part of our body segment, she's going to be showing us how to prepare a very healthy plant-based dish. We all know that, when we are, in order for us to have this, not just as much of a healthy body, exercise is important, but also what we're putting in our body is also very important. So today we're going to be looking at an easy way to eat healthier meals. And so she's going to be showing us she's going to be showing us a nice, delicious dish that she's going to be preparing today. Her name is Livia. She is from of the Living the Vegan Life. I've known Livia for a few years now. And so I'm going to bring her on here in just a second. But I want to just talk a little bit about Livia. Let's see here. So Livia is a passionate plant-based lifestyle enthusiast and a cook. She was born and raised in Brazil, and she became a vegan 4 years ago. She's a mom and a flight attendant, which means she's always on the go. So eating a healthy vegan diet for her was very necessary. Her goal is to get people to enjoy life to the fullest as a healthy and kind human beings. And she quotes, "If a Brazilian can ditch the meat, so can you." Okay. So as you know, Brazilians are big meat eaters. So it's to call a Brazilian a vegan is almost like an oxymoron. So, but hey, it can be done. So I'm going to bring Livia on right now. Let me go just stop sharing my screen here. Livia, can you unmute your mic? I see you there. Let's see here. Just stop sharing my screen. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect.
I can hear you.
All right.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let's see if we can see you now.
Okay.
There you go.
You see me?
I can see you.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi there.
So we're chiming in. We're gonna give you the full floor, and then I guess if you want us to engage, we'll engage. Other than that, we'll listen, and
Okay.
and then if we have any questions. But if you do want us to engage, we have an audience of people. They'll either raise their hand, or if anyone wants to come in via video to engage with Liv as she goes through this, feel free to do so.
Yes, I'd love some engagement. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, this is my first time doing a Zoom, so forgive me if I do anything. But so you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess first off, thank you so much for inviting me to this amazing 30-day program. It's an honor to be here, guys. So thank you for having me. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Livia. I am almost 41 years old, and I have 2 kids and 4 stepkids. So we're big household here. I'm also a flight attendant, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a beautiful day in Atlanta. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a gorgeous day. What can I say? Let me just begin by saying how I started my plant-based journey. I was actually I was breastfeeding my youngest son. He was about a couple of months old, and I came across some information about dairy. I can't remember what was it specifically, but I believe it was on Facebook, and it was a video showing me how the calves are taken away from their moms once they're born, so we can drink the milk. And I never made that connection before. And I was actually breastfeeding my baby, and that really spoke to me because I never stopped. Wait, so mammals actually, produce milk once they have a baby, and that's for any other mammal, dogs, cats, dolphins, I mean, you name it. And that just broke my heart. I couldn't believe that we did that to those animals, just to make dairy products. That was the tip of the iceberg. Then I just started reading about it, and it was just rolling after that. I started researching. I watched a couple of documentaries. I watched, I think probably my first vegan documentary was Forks Over Knives. And that was crazy because that's when I realized about, the other health issues that are related to animal-based products that I wasn't aware. And that's when, for me, that was it. Because a few months back, my son was born in July, and my father passed away Memorial Day that same year, so in May. So to me, that was it. I literally went vegan overnight. It was personal. Like I was reading more about cardiovascular disease, about diabetes, hypertension, and about the environmental impact that we're having by eating animal products, about all these damaging things that it does to our bodies. I was not aware. I mean, I knew about cholesterol, about diabetes, but I wasn't aware that I had a high cholesterol. I had no idea. I was 32, 35 when I figured out that I had high cholesterol. And I consider myself a pretty healthy person. I work out, 3, 4, 5 times a week. And I just couldn't believe it. But Brazilians, we all know we eat a lot of meat, healthy meats, organic and whatever, but it's still meat, it's still, animal flesh. And I just had no idea. I was oblivious. I consider myself a very healthy eater, a lot of vegetables, a lot of lean meats, fish, chicken, and it was pretty good overall. I wasn't a junk food eater. I didn't eat ice cream every day or desserts every day. I was pretty healthy conscious, but not to understand the connection between food and energy too, because I was like, okay, I never stopped to think about that this, chicken breast that I'm eating or this fish that I'm eating is actually from a dead body. And I'm putting that in my body. So it was just like all kinds of thoughts in my head. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm not eating something that's alive that has good energy. That chicken didn't have good energy to die, or that fish was suffocated, and I'm putting that in my body, even though it's lean fish, lean chicken, or whatever. But the truth is, they were alive at one point, and we are consuming that. We're consuming that energy, that vibration, and I don't think that's good. I think your health is mental, obviously, it's your whole body. So it's your environment, it's what you think about, it's what you say with your mouth to people. That also matters. That's also a health issue. What's coming out of your mouth? Is it positive vibes? Is it positive criticism? Is it praise to other people and love words, or is it hate, or is it negativity? And that struck with me too, because okay, I need to look at my plate. Is it grown, or is it born and then dead? A carrot is grown and then is harvested, and then we can eat it. There was no blood, there's no mom crying, there was no you know murdering process, to be honest, slaughtering process to harvest a broccoli or a bean, whether for us to eat chicken, we're gonna have to grow it. We're gonna have to, breed, and then they're born, and then we're gonna have to slice their throat and clean it, and that's what we're eating. So I think health wise, mental and body, for me, it was enlightening. I was like, it is a circle. It's not like your mind is going to be healthy and then you're eating junk food, or you're eating great food and then your mind is polluted, and it's a circle. It's a full circle. And I have never been the same after that. I think about things that I say to people, co-workers, different people that I meet, and I try to be a good and positive influence instead of but that connection was from food, because it's something that we do at least 3 times a day, right? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. And we a lot of times don't think about it. We're like, oh, it's just food. I'm just hungry. I'm just gonna eat it. But the truth is, it's fuel. You're fueling your body with what are you filling with? I'm drinking coffee right now. Don't judge me. It's organic coffee though. Um, but it was the best decision I've ever made. I can tell you that. I wish I could have done that a long, long time ago. Only been 4 years. Actually, that's my anniversary month. It's April, and it's also my dad's birthday. It's April 29th, and it was weird because that's right the month is Earth Day. In a couple of weeks. It's also my dad's birthday in a couple of weeks, and it just so happened that way. I didn't plan it to go vegan the first week in April, but that's what happened. And I recommend it to everyone to at least give it a try, because just knowing that you're eating life, that you're eating something that's alive, that was never tortured, or you know it changed me. It changed me. It changed my family's life. My husband is also vegan. I didn't make him go vegan though. He did that on his own. Um, as a matter of fact, when I told him I was going vegan, it was overnight, and he was mortified. He was like, "You have gone crazy." What happened? Because I love cooking. Like, I used to make salmon and bake chicken and all that stuff. He was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. You need to get help. you have lost it." But I was like, no, I understand. I respect it. I was like, yeah, I'll make your salmon and I'll make your omelets, and it's gonna be fine, but I'm not gonna eat it. And I was like, and I'd like to raise the little one as vegan. He was like, oh, I don't know how that's gonna work. And so we had all that kind of situation. The kids at home, they're like, what do you mean you're not gonna make me chicken anymore? um but I didn't push my ideas into the kids. Obviously, they are my stepkids, and I can't do that to them. But at home, they are vegan. And now, if they go to Chick-fil-A after school, it's not. There's nothing they can do about that. But I try to set an example. As a matter of fact, like when I grew up, my mom was such a healthy eater. She ate so many fruits and vegetables. So I grew up seeing that, and it I carried on through my whole life. So that's what I kind of hope to do with the kids is, them watching us eating healthy, exercising. They are going to, hopefully follow suit. But as far as this journey, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. I'll be honest with you. It's your personal choice of how you start. Some people start, let me incorporate one meal a week, or try to, little steps. Some people are like what I did overnight. It's not for everybody, I tell you that much, but I'm a radical. That's what I do. um and some people, go back and forth, and then one day they're like, okay, I'm over it. I have a couple of friends that did that. They went back and forth, and they try to, hold on to that cheese and hold on. But then, especially for women, it does not agree with women, with our uterus, reproductive system, it's bad, 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 bad. So they finally were like, okay, you're right. I can't eat no more dairy, especially for African Americans and Brazilians too. I mean, it's bad. I mean, it gives you all kinds of stuff. We can discuss that later. But so as far as starting to, you know, you can be curious about plant-based diet. That's a good way, you know, for you to start looking up, oh, let me just see what a vegan cake looks like. Oh, let me just see what you know, vegan eggs look like. You know, people make them all the time. Let me just see like do a smoothie. Instead of putting dairy milk, you can use almond milk or hemp milk, so many milks. And that's what I was trying to tell you guys too, is that there has never been an easier time to go plant-based. I mean, you can be a whole food plant-based, which means you don't have to eat any processed products. You can just eat straight up fruits, veggies, vegetables, grains, legumes, or you can eat, if you want, you know, like you can have a burger, you can all kinds of stuff. I mean, they have everything from cheese to burgers to nuggets, bacon. They have it all. They have it all. Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me? I just got a call. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the journey is your personal journey, and your situation is also personal as far as family, you know, trying to explain to your family, hey, can we try to make, I don't know, mashed potatoes, soy milk, dairy milk? And for the most part, they don't know. Like telling you the kids, I make vegan everything for the kids, pasta, I make vegan pesto. You know, I used to make with cheese before, and I was just vegan pesto. They don't know the difference at all. Nuggets, burgers, I make them burgers all the time. They're kids, I'm not gonna take that away from them. I make them burgers all the time. They don't know the difference. I make them French fries. There you go. French fries are vegan. I make them hot dogs. You know, all the junk kids food that they want to eat, they have it. They have it. Um, but I don't believe in pushing that on anyone, meaning I didn't make my husband go vegan. I wouldn't do that to him or to anyone. That was my journey, and he watched me though. You know, obviously he loves and cares about me, and he started to get curious. He was like, what is she talking about? You know, and that was his journey then. It wasn't me anymore. I had to do what I had to do for me. I would love him to, you know, join me, but he said no. And I was like, okay, that's fine, you know. And eventually he came across information that he was shocked with. So it was natural. I'll say that it was natural, and the journey is different for everyone. But if you take that first step and say, okay, let me try, you know, a smoothie without dairy milk. Let me try, you know, making pasta with vegan cheese on top. You know, I love pasta too. I make it all the time. Let me do pasta with, you know, top it off with vegan cheese. Let me use, you know, this vegan sausage in my breakfast instead of, you know, the pork sausage, and so on. So I'm open to any questions that you might have. I don't know. I think I'm talking too much. Should I start cooking now?
No, that was really great information. Thank you so much, Liv. And I've also gone into my vegan journey back and forth. And we can talk about this later as well. But yes, we
Yeah.
would love for you to show us, you know, whip up a delicious meal. I know you're going to be putting that together in a minute,
Yeah.
to be able to go ahead and see that. And then we can, at the end, you know, have a little bit more conversation on
Yeah.
the journey. And if anybody has any questions, they'll be able to ask you that as well.
Okay.
All
So
right.
let me walk to the kitchen, and be aware I have kids at home, so they are gonna say something, I think, eventually. So let me show you guys really quickly. I don't know how to switch the camera, but this is my 4-year-old, and he's a healthy toddler holding a broom. He has never had meat or cheese or eggs, and he's as healthy as he gets. So I'll tell you what, when I decided to do this, I was very, very scared of raising a child vegan. You know, I was like, it's not possible to raise a child without milk, without eggs, and, you know, chicken, but it is. Actually, he's very healthy. He has no major issues. Um, and it's amazing. Like, I had no idea. I grew up, you know, with the idea that kids needed dairy milk, kids needed, you know, a lot of protein, animal protein, but turns out it's all a myth. Human beings thrive in just plain proteins. I mean, nobody, I build muscle. I don't know if you guys see this, but I do build muscle. I work out. I'm not, protein deficient. Beans have enough protein, grains, legumes. You can get all your nutrients, all your minerals, all your vitamins from plant-based food. So that's, I can guarantee you that much. So I think today I was going to try to show you guys how to make one of my favorite go-to, easy. It's fast, it's simple. There's nothing to it that anyone can make at home. So I was a really, really big breakfast person when I wasn't vegan. I loved omelets. I loved, pancakes and all that stuff. So it's a process. You start playing with things and trying to, getting ideas. Social media is a great way to find people that you like. I follow so many people, so many amazing cooks and people that have inspired me to cook better and to use, different ingredients. And that's another thing that the plant-based diet has done for me is I opened up a whole new level of, experimenting and actually tasting good food instead of, just eating the same old fish, chicken, and, salad, whatever. It's just so many things. I make, lasagna, I make chili. I mean, you name it, it can be done vegan. So today I was trying to show you guys how to make a savory pancake. And this pancake is so good, you guys. It's so simple. You can have it in the morning. You can have it for lunch. The batter that we're going to make, you can save it in the fridge, for a day that you don't, oh, I'm hungry right now. You can just, the batter will stay in the fridge for, 3-4 days, no problem. And you can just put it in your pan whenever you're ready to make. So if you make a lot of it, it's fine. You can just save it for later. But anyway, I want to start by showing you guys the flour that I use is garbanzo bean. This flour you can find anywhere, Publix, Kroger, you can order online. So garbanzo beans is what we call it also chickpea. So chickpea flour. Some people actually make it at home. I don't have time. I have too much to do, too much laundry, too many kids. So I just buy it. It's naturally gluten-free because it's made from garbanzo beans. So super healthy. It actually has more protein than eggs and no cholesterol and no extra fat. So it's just like a win-win. I tell you, it's so packed with protein, I can only eat one. I'm telling you, when you eat this pancake, you're gonna be like, okay, you're satisfied. You're not like, oh my God, I ate too much. Like when we eat a lot of whatever, like pancakes, bacon. No, you're gonna be satisfied and happy. So let's start by saying garbanzo bean flour is your best friend. You can make omelets, you can make quiche, you can make so many things with the flour. It's cheap. I think this was like $2.50 and lasts forever. So let's just start by, I'm gonna make enough for 2 people today, kind of, sort of, and you can adjust the measurements, for your needs. For instance, if you have 1 person or 2 people, whatever, you can always add more flour, a little bit more water, and go to town. It's just like making, well, actually easier than making regular cooking. So anyway, let's begin. All right, so I'm gonna use about half a cup of garbanzo bean flour. Can you guys see me? Hang on. Hey, Dash. I'm cooking. Yes. Dash is very curious. Okay. Yes. Where's my whisk? Sorry, guys, I forgot my whisk. Here we go. Okay. Whisk. Okay. Did I break it? No. Okay, so half a cup of garbanzo bean flour. I'm gonna put it in a mixing bowl. Put that in there. And I don't know about you guys, but I like flavorful food. I like spices. I like, not spicy, but like spices. I like to taste. I like to play with spices. So today, I'm gonna show you what I put in mine, but the spice part is totally up to you. Whatever you wanna. Oh, I love oregano. Oh, I love go ahead and put in anything in this flour that you want to put in it. Go ahead. So I'll show you my mix. My mix is cumin, so just a couple of dashes. Cumin, smoked paprika. Did I say that right? Paprika, okay. Turmeric. You can also grate it if you have fresh turmeric at home and you just want to grate it a little bit just for color and a little bit of taste. So a little bit of turmeric. Garlic powder. And again, you can do anything you want. You can just play with it. You can put onion powder. You can put, you know, just whatever you want. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper, fresh grated black pepper. Okay. Some salt. Totally optional. Adjust it to your taste. There's no secret here. You can just play around. And if you guys haven't seen this, you need to get on this. If you love cheese and like, oh, I'm gonna miss cheese. No, this is like a game changer. Nutritional yeast. Okay, you can get all kinds of brands, Trader Joe's, you can get a Publix, Kroger, and it's everywhere. You can put it in your tofu, you can put it in your popcorn. I mean, it just goes everywhere. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this in the mix. All right. So now you can also make this pancake oil-free, but since I really eat pretty well, I'm just gonna use a couple of dashes of olive oil just to bind the batter. And now we're just gonna add a little bit of water, okay? And I'm just gonna lower the camera so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so here's the bowl. I'm just gonna add a little bit and whisk and try to get the consistency I want. Okay, a little bit more water, it's too thick. And you don't want it runny, but you don't want it doughy like. It's pretty easy to work with. I hope you guys can see it. Okay. And then again, you can use a whole cup if you're trying to make it for later. It's perfect to save it in the fridge. I'm just gonna make it just for now. So you guys, how to make just one. All right. That looks pretty good. Let me get a spoon so you guys can see the consistency. All right. It smells good already. So it's not too runny, but it's not too thick, right? All right. So all you're gonna do, I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes and I'm gonna show you guys what else I'm gonna use. All right, so now I told you it was a savory pancake. So I'm gonna just top it with the veggies that I had in the fridge, because now, you know, we don't go to the grocery store as much. So this is what I had in the fridge. I'm gonna use to top it off mushroom, just white mushrooms, vitamin D, all kinds of good stuff. Spinach, red pepper, onions, and I'm gonna garnish some cilantro. But you can use whatever you have it at home, really. So let's just start by sauteing our vegetables. I'm gonna show you guys. You can totally do this oil-free if you don't wanna use oil at all. You can just put a little bit of water and the vegetables will cook just as well as if you were using oil. But I'm just use a little bit of olive oil pan. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing. All right. Hope you guys can see it. Okay. So this is gonna go on top of your pancakes. Again, you can do whatever you want. Broccoli on top, red peppers, mushrooms. And I'm gonna save the spinach for later. The spinach you can just add the spinach when all the veggies are cooked. Yes, Dash. Okay, just 1 second. So once your pancake's done, we're gonna add the veggies on top. So right now, I'm just gonna let them cook a little bit. I'm gonna add some salt, totally optional to your taste, and herbs, some herbs de Provence. I got this in Paris. Some herbs, and that's it. You guys see, you can do oregano, you can do all kinds of stuff. And I like spicy, so I'm gonna do some chili flakes. And I'm gonna let it do its thing. The veg cooking, just can work on the pancake. Stir it. I'm using a non-stick pan, so I only use a little bit of olive oil. You don't need a lot. Smells good already. Okay, so now let's work on the pancakes. I have a little small skillet. You can use whatever you have at home. If you have a cast iron, let me switch the camera. Yes, you guys can see it. I'm gonna turn medium heat. Medium heat. And my veggies are there doing its thing. When it's about done, then I'm gonna add the spinach, but we're gonna wait a little bit. All right. You guys smell good already. Okay, let's put a top on. And again, it's on medium heat. It takes about, I don't know, 7 minutes to cook maybe. Super quick, super fast, and it's gonna be so good, I promise you. So with this pancake, just like any other pancake, you don't have to use the non-stick. I just do it because it's easier for me. So this is avocado oil. You can use anything. You can use like veggie butter or no butter at all. If your pan is really, really good, you actually don't need to use anything. But just for the, oh, here we go. Okay, just a quick spray. And wait until it gets a little bit hot. Hope you guys can see me. We're almost done. Let me show you guys how the mushroom cooked down. We got all that water anyway from the mushroom. There we go. Couple more minutes and it'll be ready. All right. All right, so now it's hot. So I'll get one of those little cup scoops. I'm gonna scoop it up, and that's about 1/3 cup. Put it in your skillet. Okay, looks good. Doesn't that remind you of, you know, just like a regular omelet yolk-ish? There you go. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just do it like a regular pancake. We're gonna wait until it bubbles a little bit on top. So be patient. And then we're kind of gonna flip it on the bottom, see if it's ready. Where's my, here we go. So this was a game changer for me because I used to eat eggs every day, pretty much every other day. I made omelets, I made a scramble, I boiled eggs, and I promise you there is life after eggs. I didn't think it was possible, but it is. You just have to believe in it and like be open to new ideas and new way of eating, you know. So I'm gonna show you again. Let's see. It started to cook in the edges, around the edges, but it's not bubbling yet. So I'm gonna wait just maybe a few more seconds. And now my veggies here are cooked down. So I'm gonna add my spinach. I'm gonna cover it and turn it off, and it's done. Because we don't want like really mushy spinach, right? So that's done. That took what, 5 minutes? So I turned it, put a top on, and put my spinach in. I'm gonna peek and see how the pancake looks in the bottom. Almost. Few more seconds. If you guys have any questions about the ingredients, let me know. It's pretty easy. Garbanzo will be flour. You're gonna do your spices, a little bit water, and that's that. You know, you eating just nice plant-based protein without the fat, the cholesterol, you know, the hormones. Even though a lot of people say, oh, it's, you know, organic eggs or it's organic. Organic animals do get sick and they do need antibiotics. Make no mistake. They need medicine just like us. You know, when we get sick, we need medicine, so do they. And even if it's organic chicken, organic eggs, they eventually have some kind of sickness. Okay, almost, guys. And also, for the toppings, you can use anything you have in your fridge. I told you already, you can do all kinds of stuff. Sometimes I'll do like tofu on top, tofu scramble on top, put a bunch of avocados, and that's it. That's amazing, healthy, and wholesome breakfast. Not processed. Okay, I'll show you guys. I just flipped the pancake. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, you know, just brownie. It's pretty much ready. Just gonna let it cook on the other side for a couple of minutes. Maybe like 30 seconds. My spinach already cooked down. There you go. All right, and you can use this mixture for so many things. Maybe another time, if you guys have any questions later, I can tell you how to make that into like omelette. It's really easy to, nothing to it, but it's so tasty. I promise you, you're gonna love this new addition to your repertoire. You know, making at home. It's like, oh, okay, I'm eating cereal, oatmeal, eggs, or whatever. If you add this, it'll be a huge, huge step for your plant-based journey. So I'm gonna grab a plate. Can you guys see me? I'm gonna grab a plate. Okay. This has good lighting, so I'm gonna show you guys. Let's see. All right. Pancake's ready. That took what? 5 minutes. So no excuses. I'm gonna add our yummy, yummy vegetarian mushrooms. You can add whatever you want. Shiitake mushrooms, all kinds of stuff. Zucchini. I think a couple days ago I did it with zucchini. I had zucchini at home, so that's what I used. Can you guys see it? Okay. Yum, yum, yum. I'm gonna put a little bit more pepper flakes. And hang on, I'm gonna switch sides. Take you guys over here. All right. And then to top it off, because where's my knife? Okay, I can use this one. If you have a fresh avocado at home, that would be amazing. Let's see. You guys see it? There you go. Oops, there goes the pit. Slice your avocado however you want. If you want chunks, if you want sliced. Okay. There you go. Scoop it up. Could have done better there. There you go. Avocado on top. I like a little paprika on my avocado. Just a touch. There you go. Pink salt. I'm only human. And some fresh cilantro. It goes really well with parsley too. I made it with parsley the other day. It was really good. Just fresh, nothing to it. Okay. So can you guys see? How cool is that? All right, let me cut it out so you guys can see what it looks like in the middle. Okay. All right. Let's see. It's a savory pancake. It's probably like one of my husband's favorite things to eat in the morning. Gonna try it. Ready? Get a red pepper and some avocado too. So good. Savory, lots of flavors, healthy, delicious. Highly recommend it, guys. So good. You'll be happy with this addition to your little menu at home. Promise your boyfriend, husband will love this. It's, you know, a lot of guys don't like a lot of sweet stuff. My husband's like that. He doesn't have a sweet tooth, but he loves this one. So, you guys have any questions? Any, you know, anything you want to talk about? I'm open to discussions while I'm eating my pancake.
That just made me really hungry.
It's so good. You gotta try it.
For social distance, girl, I will just drive over there.
Next time. Once
I
this
know,
madness is over.
next time. No, that was so simple and easy. I mean,
it's so easy. Yeah.
I'm opening up the floor for everybody who want to have any questions. I mean, you know, like I said before, I always went through my vegan journey, as you mentioned earlier. That I went back and forth until like my body, your body will actually speak to you and say, okay, you know what, that's enough. You know.
Right.
A question about that recipe: can you make that that batter that you made? Can you make it sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make it like a sweet, savory batter? Like
you can. There's tons of recipes online. The chickpea flour is such a it's such a versatile. I mean, you can do so much stuff. Sweet, salty. You can make. I've made quiche before. So you make a dough just like you're making, you know, for a pie. You can go sweet or salty. It's very versatile. So it's a game changer. It was a game changer for me.
And with sweet, you can put like fruits and stuff inside. That would be
so good.
Yeah.
Healthy berries, bananas, you name it.
Cool. So we have a question from one of the participants. Is if you can post the recipe. So if you can send the recipe later.
Sure.
So we can go ahead and help post the recipe when we do the replay of the videos. Anybody have any question? I open
absolutely
cameras. So if you guys have any question, mute yourself and ask any question that you might have at this time.
I have a question.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Go ahead.
I can't hear.
Go ahead, Yane. Ask your question, and then we'll.
Oh, okay. I have spelt powder. I don't have the chickpea powder.
Right.
So can I use the spelt powder the same way you use the chickpea?
You can. Okay. The spelt flour, you mean, right?
Yes.
Yes. I have some at home too. You can do that. Just make sure you season it. You just season it the way you want. If you want it sweet, you can make the spelt flour a sweet pancake too. Or if you want it salty. It goes both ways.
All right, thanks.
It's a good choice, a healthy flour. So it's a good choice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, I have a question. I'm wondering, because you said you became a vegan before your husband did. So I'm wondering, how did you guys deal with that transition? Like, do you cook your own food and then later make something else for him? Or did he make his own food? How did that?
No, he doesn't cook. So fun fact, he does not cook. And I'm basically in charge of cooking forever. I've always been, since we're dating. So there wasn't a change. So I did make his food. I made his salmon. I made his egg white omelet. And he'll be like, so you're not going to eat it? I'm like, no, I'm not going to eat it. So that went on for, a couple of months until he started looking up stuff for himself. because he's a big guy. He's 6'3", you know. So in his mind, he was going to disappear if he stopped eating fish and eggs. But he didn't. Same way, working out, he's a beast. I don't know if you guys seen him, but he's fine. He did not die from the protein deficiency.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. But I do believe in being natural as far as like your journey with your partner. Um, it doesn't help, I don't think, to be say you have to eat this, you have to eat that. I don't recommend it. You know, depending on the dynamic that you guys have, that everyone has. To be honest, mine was really like, I'm for me. You can, you know, keep doing what you're doing. But I have friends that are like, no, you're gonna have to eat what I'm eating, and it's fine. I mean, it depends what you guys have going on. I believe that.
Yeah.
Question. Estella, you done with yours?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. In regards to one of the hardest transitions that I've had for considering a vegetarian, I never really considered vegan.
Right.
Vegetarian life was variety of food options, and that probably was the
right.
turn off, because you're going from the normal whatever to trying
right.
to figure out not only what to eat,
right, but where to eat,
and then also,
right.
is it going to be good? I think that's the biggest question for me. I'm always like, but is it good?
Right.
So when you started and building up your repertoire of menu options, how long did it take for you to say, okay, you know what, I have 10 breakfast options, I have, 10 lunch options and dinner options? Like, how long did it take to build up your repertoire of options?
Well, I think for me it was a little bit different because I was a cook to begin with. I told you my husband does not cook, so I was cooking every day anyway. So I was making salmon every day. So for me it was more like, okay, instead of making the barbecue salmon, I'm gonna do, I don't know, barbecue tofu. So for me, it was more of an emotional switch that I wasn't really worried about if I was gonna have a long enough repertoire, right? So I was just going with the flow. I was like, okay, what am I gonna eat this morning? Okay, oatmeal, all right. And before you know it, I think if you don't think about it so much, but before I knew it, I was like, oh my God, it's all vegan now. I wasn't really, worried about having a list. I think it happens naturally because you're gonna be hungry, you're gonna have to eat. So, okay, let's say I like sweet stuff. All right, so let me try this smoothie, let me try this oatmeal, let me try, these pancakes. Vegan pancakes are the bomb. I don't care if you if you haven't tried it, you gotta try it. Sweet pancake, salty, it's really good. As far as like going out to eat, it has never been easier. Like most restaurants are adapting. If you say, hey, can you saute my spinach in, olive oil instead of butter? They will do it. I mean, they'll totally do it. Pizza, it's everywhere. And also, like for me, going out to eat with my friends, it did change, but they also adapt. If your friends are real with you, they will adapt. For instance, like I go out with my friends and we go to have tacos. And in Atlanta, there's an awesome place, Bar Taco. They know they're going to meet me there and they know that I'm going to get the vegan tacos. And they join me because it's like, okay, I've been eating meat all week. This is my chance when I meet Liv to eat cauliflower. So they're actually happy. I mean, friends adapt, your restaurant choices will adapt, and you are going to be really happy about it. I promise. It's scary because we're adults. We grew up eating our, pizza, chicken wings, burgers, or even healthy choices, go to a fancy restaurant. But at the end of the day, it's about your health and about, the choices you make. So you figure it out, whatever your journey is, whatever you're trying to do for health. For me, it was like a lot for health because I don't believe in, oh, my dad died from a heart attack, so that's going to happen to me. My doctor said it was genetic and that I was probably going to end up just like him. And I'm like, I don't believe that. So it was for me, it was my journey. So whether my friends want to meet me at, oh, let's meet at Pizza Hut or whatever, I'm like, no, can we meet in this restaurant? I think you guys are going to like it. And honestly, they all do. like, oh my God, I've never been to this place. So good, so yummy. And most people are adapting to the idea that we are what we eat. There is no better time with this COVID situation for people to incorporate plant-based. I mean, the underlying conditions in our community, especially African American community and the Latin communities, diabetes, hypertension, which all my aunts, my mom, everybody has it. Hypertension, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. There's no better time for us to address the situation. Why is everybody hypertensive? Why is everybody diabetic? It's food. So if you ask me, I think going out to places, like choosing new restaurants and new food options with your partner or your friends, they will start looking. Like most of my friends, I guarantee you, they're better after I started being vegan and taking them to different restaurants. They started like watching out for, okay, you're right, like my girlfriends are like, oh my God, I have to stop eating dairy because it's messing up my uterus. It's messing up my skin. And before me, we didn't think about that. We just go to town eating some cheese pizza. Now they're like, oh, you know what, let's go to that vegan cheese place. They love it. But they wouldn't do that if I didn't make the uncomfortable choice and say, hey guys, let's go to a different pizza place. And 4 years in, they are used to it. They like that I make healthier food. We had a Thanksgiving in my house and it was vegan. I made a lentil loaf. You start learning stuff. I made a lentil loaf. I made mashed potatoes. We had green beans, cranberry, no turkey, but hey, it changes you and it changes the people you're around. I'll tell you that much. And it's a good change. And it's difficult, it's scary, it's uncertain because we're adults. I've been eating, chicken my whole life and fish my whole life. So what do I eat now? So I know it's scary. I know, but from the other side, I can tell you it's doable. I'm a flight attendant. I go everywhere. I take food with me. I discover new restaurants all over the US, all over, the world, the US is really, really good, but internationally, they are light years ahead of us. Like every single regular restaurant that I go to in London, Paris, or whatever, they have vegan options. They have to, because that's the norm. And we're on that way too. Even in Atlanta, in the South, that we're known for eating chicken or whatever, it has changed. It has changed, I guarantee you. So it hasn't been easier and more like appropriate to make this change. Looking at the numbers, like every day, seeing that who's dying from COVID and all that stuff, it's scary. Like we have to address our health and the planet. The planet's screaming, like, this is serious. It's not just like about our bodies, it's about the whole environment. But I tell you, you will be so pleased with the new choices and new things that you're gonna do. It's really amazing. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, it did. And I don't want to hog the time. If anyone has a question,
No, it's okay.
Or I don't know if Yane, if you have another question.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think anybody can answer this because this is like a general question, but I wonder, I tried to go vegan twice, right? The first time I went vegan, it was because I watched that show on Netflix, What the Health, and I ran out of options. Like I was like making the same thing every day, but I did go for like 6 months. So then I stopped and then I went back to being vegan, but then I found that more of my friends and family were like up against me. Like they were giving me the hardest time. So when Thanksgiving rolled around, I pretty much got threatened by my mom and my sister about not being vegan or not catering to my needs. And they didn't want to hear. And it was just a big thing where I almost felt like, okay, well, I'm just going to eat it because you guys are making such a big deal out of it, right?
Right.
So my question is what do you think it is that makes people so upset about their loved ones becoming vegan? Like, do you think it's like a spiritual thing? Do you think it's like a deep rooted traditional thing? Like, what is it that makes people so upset when their friends and families decide to go vegan?
I know, and it's okay. So, are you from Atlanta? Where you from?
I'm in New York. I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, so think about it. You know, it's ancestral. I'm from Brazil. My mom almost had a heart attack because she, you know, she's a great cook. She makes cakes. She makes, baked chicken and all that stuff. So we're no different. Like you have your family, from New York. You have your tradition, Thanksgiving and all that stuff. I get it. For them, for you to come out and say, "Hey, I'm not gonna eat turkey anymore on Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna." You're confronting them with, like, what do you mean? This is who we are. This is what we do. Like Brazilians, we have the barbecue. We're so for them it's like on the face. What are you doing? No, this is who we are, and you cannot, um, like, what do you mean you're gonna change who we are? This is our culture. This, people, we are what we eat. Like, Caribbeans, Brazilians, that's our identity. So for you to say, "Hey, mom, I'm not gonna be part of this turkey or mac and cheese," you are denying your identity. It's hurtful. Like, they don't want to hear that. But then, with my mom, I had to come out to her and say, "Mom, you are hypertensive and you're close to being diabetic." That's what I'm trying to avoid. We're gonna make this amazing cake that you made for me before, and we're gonna veganize it. So it took a while, and depending on your family dynamics, you have to address it different ways. For my mom was like, "You were talking to me about not eating meat, but yet you're hypertensive." I was like, that's what I'm trying to be here for my kids. I don't want to, I know everybody's gonna die. That's not the issue, but I want to stretch as long as I can and be healthy as long as I can. Most of my friends are like, dragging themselves. "Oh, I need to lose 20 pounds. Oh, I get it." I was like, "But you want me to eat chicken wings?" No. So it's confronting. It's hurtful for them. It's, they get angry, but yet, because who wants to hear the truth? Nobody does. Nobody does.
Right.
The food is killing us, and nobody wants to hear that. So you have to you have to find your dynamic with your family, with your sister, with your mom, and say, "Hey, guys, no problem. I'll bring my own, make something for you guys, address it different ways." Like, for my mom, I had to, like, just face it straight. I was like, "No, you are dying and I have to help you, whether you want it or not." So it's just the different dynamics, but you are telling them the truth and they don't want to hear it. It's awful because food is identity. It's who we are. Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's like, what are you doing? You cannot change this. This is our culture. So it's a cultural thing.
Okay. Thank you.
But you can do it. You can do it. I believe you can do it.
I want to do it. I found when I've started making vegan cheese. Like, I started using the
Mm-hmm.
cashews and the traditional yeast to season
Yeah.
it and stuff like that. And when I started doing that, I realized, like, oh, I can make the same things but with vegetables. So it was like, well, if
Right.
I can make macaroni and cheese with all vegetables, I'd rather eat that than the real macaroni and cheese.
Right.
So I started, playing around with stuff like, if I wanted chicken nuggets, I would use the mushrooms. I haven't
Yeah.
committed to it fully, but I want to. So
That's
I'm
good.
gonna, yeah, thank
That's
you.
the first step. This is about you. This is about your health. It's about your journey, and I know you might make people upset. I make my friends upset all the time. Like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you're not gonna go." I was like, "Let's find a new place to go. You all not gonna die because we're switching the bar, So they get upset, but I'm telling you, 4 years in, they're used to it. They don't even ask anymore. They're like, "Hey, let's go be at your pizza place." And they just go ahead. In New York, that's the easiest place to be vegan, is New York. Oh my God. I wish I could live there.
Not really, but I I've I feel like some places are better, like Atlanta. They
Mm.
might have more like vegan restaurants.
You can do it. Anybody, if I can do it, anybody can. I promise you. You
If
just
I
need,
may,
like, a good support system. Go ahead.
if I may, I wanted to read Estelle's comment. She said it could also be a reflection of the decision they don't want to make for themselves, which is
Exactly. Exactly. That's 100% true. Thank you for saying that, because it is. Like, why you mean this food that I'm eating is making me unhealthy, and you know, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to make that choice, and it bothers them that and it's a process. I told you, like, my friends, family, it bothered them. They're mad at me. They thought I was crazy, whatever. But it's a process. They will get used to it. They love you, that you're in their life. You know, it's not like you are, you killed somebody or you murdered. No, you're still part of the family, and they will adjust eventually. Families are different. Some will do it faster, some will do it later. Some will never do it, to be honest. They're just like used to have you around. But I can guarantee you that my family adapt, my friends adapt. They had to. I was like, you love me? Then let's go meet somewhere that I can eat. Because obviously you can eat fish and chicken anywhere, but it's doable. I promise you it's doable. It's just gonna make an impact in a good way in a lot of people's lives. I hear that every day, guys. Like, the beginning, it was really scary, but now I hear almost every day, hey, I just got a DM today. Hey, I made your tofu scramble. I'm so happy. But like, you made an impact. You really did. And it's really awesome. It's scary at first, but it's an awesome journey. I promise.
That is so true, Livia. Thank you so much. And one of the things that I really took away, and it's, like I said, been my journey as well, is that, and then you mentioned, is your identity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like Estella said, when we make those changes, we're changing our identity, right?
Yeah.
And perhaps our true identity. And those that don't want to
Yeah.
change, it's a confrontation for their own identity. And some people don't want to let that go. So
Right.
it connects to your identity.
Yes.
The only one sometimes we only know. That's the only one that we have. And to make that change, it's a process. So
It's a
thank
process.
you for pointing that out. Thank you so much for presenting. I mean, I'm going to make that pancake.
Yay.
For sure, I'm going to try that. I wanted to put up your information.
Okay.
Those who might want to follow you, that want to look at your recipes
Awesome.
that you have on your Instagram. So let me just quickly share the screen here so people can get in touch with you.
Okay.
In here. And I hope everybody can see my screen. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So you can follow her on Instagram. And that's the pancake she made today, you guys. Don't that look pretty?
Yeah.
Live the Vegan Life. How appropriate.
Yes.
And your name is Livia. That's awesome. Look at that. So Live the Vegan Life. You can follow her on IG. So if you need some ideas on some new recipes, or if you just, have a question for her in regards to maybe some identity things or some things you might be confronting in the transition. If you do decide to transition into becoming a vegan or plant-based, you want to get in touch with her through her Instagram.
I'll be happy to help.
Another thank you so much for joining us today. I know it was kind of last minute, but say you were up for it. And I couldn't even tell that was your first time in Zoom.
First time.
You were awesome. So,
Ruby, thank you so much for having me.
Any parting words, anything you would like, any final things, any final thoughts that you'd like to say to everybody?
Well, yes, just quickly, just be kind to your body, be kind to your mind, be kind to others. And I think it translates just that, kindness and taking care of yourself and other people. So.
Perfect. Thank you, my dear. And
you're welcome.
Everybody who came out today. Tomorrow we have our 14th day of a 30-day redemption. For those of you who are been coming up, hope to see you tomorrow. And please share. Have folks sign up at 30dayredemption.com. We have lots more things for the body this week. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.